let's switch gears because there's one topic we really need to talk about that I
Uh-oh.
put on the sheet here. So did you? I just heard of this phenomenon this afternoon, black fatigue. Have you heard this yet?
Oh yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
So I watched one video. Shout out to Omizi. He's what's his name's brother? What's that guy's name? Los, the basketball guy, the fat guy that used to do that does the basketball video. Whatever. It's his brother. He does a little YouTube channel. I watch it. So he's talking about this thing today. And I was like, damn, I didn't even know what this was. So interesting enough, there's a video that went viral of some girls dancing at a college graduation or something, and they were twerking or whatever. And then some right wing pundit made a thing and saying, "Oh, I'm getting tired of this. I'm getting black fatigue from watching all these fucking like black people having fun and celebrating life and shit." And then it turned into like, the same old ratchet videos where you see random people messing up a Walmart or having fights at McDonald's, and then all of a sudden every bad thing is black, like all of this black fatigue umbrella. I don't understand, like, what is, where's black? It's black fatigue. I'm like, fatigue. What? I mean, is white fatigue not a thing? Like, they storm the Capitol, they killing people on the streets, you know what I mean? They're having, you see there's so much, you know. I'm suffering from white fatigue if that's the case, because I see the same things that they're seeing, but with a different skin tone, shit. And then
Oh, you
everybody's
heard the
getting
one. You
Mexican
heard the one
fatigue.
that was killed. She
really?
got $5 million from the government. The one that was killed inside the
you talking
Capitol.
about?
She's the
The one who
one
got
person.
domed.
The one that was breaking the
The white
door,
lady.
trying to get into the
Oh,
chambers, and she was breaking the
oh,
door
the
in
one
with
that
other
attacked
people.
the police officer.
Yeah, yeah, and then they shot
They gave her $5
and
million. They gave her family
She got
$5 million.
$5 million, bro. They sued her family sued for wrongful death. But by the way,
Wow.
the Secret
Wrongful
Service
death?
agent. Yes, you didn't hear. Okay, so the Secret Service agent who actually shot her as she was breaching into the chamber, breaking in through a window where they were all huddled in for protection, was not charged with anything. Completely exonerated. However,
So they just gave her $5 million.
Yes, her family sued for wrongful death. And so there was a whole argument we were watching. It was like, well, what was the wrongful death if he wasn't charged? If
Yeah,
he
she
didn't
earned
do
that.
anything? Yeah, so
Yeah, she earned
$5 million, $5 million. So that's a very
That's what's wrong. Our
great
court system
example
is fucked.
of what
What, white
is,
fatigue?
right? Well, no, well, it's just it's so there's good people, there's bad people, and there's in between, right?
That lady
And
was a piece of
that's-
shit.
it's-
Yeah, well,
yeah,
you don't
well,
like.
Yeah,
You
I
cherish
Yeah.
these people that did that. Say that they are constitutionalists. They're fucking want to save America from the bad people. Yet they literally did the opposite, and they broke laws to do. They saying that. And mind you, after that situation, we had 4 years of Joe Biden. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. You still have your guns. You still, but still in their stupid little brains, they think that there's things to and then while their boss right now is taking away rights,
The
right?
fact that
Right
she
now
got
it's
5 million is crazy. And
crazy.
looking at that Steven Crowder video when they were talking about
You watched a lot
George,
of Steven Crowder.
yeah, the one video clip you just sent me.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't even watch through that. I didn't even watch
Oh,
through the whole joint.
that's
I just,
crazy. Can
I
you,
was doing my black fatigue and
can you imagine your boss be like, go over this material for work, and then you go over the
that was the first
material, and
video
they're
that came
like,
up when I looked up black fatigue
but
on
no,
YouTube.
but I was just saying
I don't
like
watch
how
Steven Crowder on a reg.
no, but how they were saying like, oh, it's so crazy black fatigue because everyone wants to be BLM, act like George Floyd was some activist when he had enough speedball in him that could shrink a rhino. But I'm like, this woman got shot for breaching federal
Yeah,
property in an act of domestic terrorism. So like, hey, bro, pick your
yeah,
battles, bro.
yeah,
Fuck black or white. She could have been
yeah.
purple.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
like,
No, it
fuck
is,
that.
but to those
it's
people, it is black
wrong
or
is
white.
wrong.
Like if the guy, if George Floyd was white and on fucking opioids and did the same thing, had a heart attack with some black cop on his neck. Let's just say it's even a white cop on his neck. They'd probably be GoFundMe, save the fan. Oh my God, they killed. He's an opioid and he's a victim of the system and blah blah blah. But no, George Floyd doesn't get that. Right? I mean, even though like, look, it doesn't. I don't care. Criminals. And anybody, I don't think he was a criminal, right? This guy, he's just
Yeah, that's
on
the whole
drugs.
thing.
He's had a bad life,
yeah,
whatever.
they're like he's
Yeah, like I don't care. He tried to slide a fake $20 bill and got caught.
yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, yeah.
Like
yeah.
I mean that
I know.
happens, but he did not deserve to get
He
a
wasn't
knee on
storming
his
the
neck
fucking
and die.
Capitol.
And
Yes.
yes, he
Yes.
wasn't storming the
Yes.
Capitol with
Yeah.
weapons and breaking into the
That's what I'm
fucking
saying.
White House or whatever the fuck they tried to do.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, it's
like, yeah. So, look, everybody in their little groups will have their little mindsets about these things. But then, like, coming up to this black fatigue nonsense, I look at it like, why is it? And I'm not on social media, especially when it comes whenever they try to degrade anything that black people do, whether it's just having fun, whether it's part of the culture or whatever. There's levels to black culture. That's what people forget. There's levels to that shit, right? We
You know
are
my
on a
opinion
different
about
level.
this.
Well, no, look. I'm just saying that
Yeah.
majority
it's-
majority of black people that are, regular upstanding American citizens, live in decent homes and blah, blah, blah. There's 3 of us here right now, right? And we, I'm never going to get spotlighted on CNN for the good I do in society or whatever, or the good I do for people or the whatever, the white, black, or whatever. Sean, same with you. Yeah, I mean, we could have our little clout sessions or whatever and talk about how good we're doing with our businesses and how many people we help. We're never going to be on the cover of Time magazine. The richest, the biggest billionaire black people that barely get spotlighted in those things. And the only thing they could talk about for now, that happened in 2020? For the last 5 years, fucking George Floyd. Now, mind you, just a regular nigga on the street that got this shit that happened to George Floyd has been happening to black people since slavery ended. Since slavery,
So I'm about to say since they came into this country.
since they took them from Africa, right?
Right.
So you're talking about this dude. The fact that we just say, hey, he's a martyr for rights, like rights, your rights and my rights. Like a cop should not be putting his, like, if a man says, hey, I cannot breathe, you should let the man breathe. That's a simple A-B, transaction right there. Was he fighting you that hard? There was 2 other cops there. There's a lot of ways you could restrain a person without doing that thing.
1000%.
The cop. Yeah, the cop deserves what he
Trayvon got followed and shot. I mean, there's a million
no, that guy
like
got
this.
off too.
These
Standing
are the
ground,
public
whatever, all
ones.
this other bullshit.
George Zimmerman,
Look,
he became an
George Floyd
icon.
thing, no, but dude, the thing became a fucking joke. He's a meme for how they look at black people in America as a piece of shit that you step in and you don't let it breathe and it dies. That's all they think about us. You, me, all of us. That's what they think about us in the media, because it does not matter. If I'm walking around the dark in my neighborhood right now, remember I said it on the pod, I said it last week when I was talking about I'm scared of going outside because I might get shot. Yeah, I think I might get shot because I live in a neighborhood that if I'm in a hood or whatever walking around at night with my little puppy white dog, I could get shot because they think I may be stalking their house.
And in the last 2 months, I've been called the hard R in public. One by a white guy whose partner was black.
Guy.
Yeah, the homeless guy. And another by a Hispanic dude because he didn't know how to drive a vehicle. And I'm just like, brother, this man just called me.
Words. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Say it till your teeth get whiter. I don't give a fuck.
I cracked up laughing because I was just
Yeah.
oh, bro, we separated by 2 vehicular automobiles, bro. If we was
I've been
outside,
called
you
in,
never would have said that.
When I was a kid in Boston, we was walking up the street. I was actually with a white kid, and we was walking up in Boston downtown. He's like, "You fucking nigger!" It's like screaming out their windows and shit. And I'm probably like at that age, maybe like 11,
I don't get
12, and I had a little twist back then, like.
Yeah,
so
but still,
but that's the thing.
Where's the fatigue come from? What did we do? Why are you so interested in what we're doing all the time?
They were mentioning the fact that, like, why does that word bother you so much? I'm like, bro, y'all don't even have to have a word, and I'm not just saying white people in general. People don't even have to have a word that's associated with like bigotry and racism. You call somebody a bitch and they ready to fight. So I'm like, yeah, a word that has been associated that I'm a lesser human being because of how I look. Sorry that that most people would take offense to that. Like,
and it bothers me that a lot of white people just want to say it because why not? Free speech. I mean, they have a little chuckle about it. You can say it. Why can the rapper say? I heard Biggie say it on the radio the other day. Tupac says it.
If you have an intimate, word that you call your wife, right? Like, this is going to anyone who doesn't understand the nuances of the N word. You got an intimate thing that you call your wife. Sanctity of marriage bonded y'all together. Y'all legally recognized by the United States as a union. If I walk up to your wife, never knowing her, and calling that word, hey, sweet pussy, you gonna be like, hey, yo, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
Yo, and that's like the equivalent.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like
Yep. But see,
y'all get to say, and I'm like, yeah, bro, because we have taken that word that was weaponized to make us feel lesser
Mhm.
and did it in a way where it's not as bad. Like
Yeah.
it's
you can't.
covering up a tattoo type shit. Like I got this horrible mark on me, I'm gonna get inked up and I'm gonna transform it and use it for my own
But
means. Like
Doug, any person who understands language and things like that know that there's always though, especially the English language is so complicated, right? Like you say,
Mhm.
look at how many variations of that word in Africa. That word, like there's variations of this word means king or something like that. So
Mhm.
there's always it's just language, right? And yes, it's
mhm.
used as in a negative context. It also means a color. It's also the like arguably the name of a nation in Africa if you add just another G to it. So there's or and I take away an A, but
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
there's Nigeria, whatever, you know what I mean. But like there's
There's a country
always
called Niger,
Nigeria.
NIGER. Yeah.
you add a G then, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but you have to look at the context of it, but also, yeah, you're taking it back, giving it power in another way, and they hate that because they can't
Mhm.
use it in the pejorative anymore, and it bothers me. It bothers me when people just ask the question. I'm like, bro, say it if you want to say it. Don't ask. Don't. I don't. You don't need to. Because number one, like, remember Ali, our Persian friend.
Mhm.
This nigga wanted to say nigga so bad every fucking day. He'd start saying it and stop it. Start saying it and stop it. Start saying it and stop it. We'd be on the phone in front of people. One day, I called him out on it in front of a bunch of black people. I was like, here's my friend. He's funny. He always wants to say nigga. And he's like, why did you say that? That's embarrassing, Hugh. Why would you say that in front of these people? That's fucked up. I'm like, nigga, you say that shit all the fucking time. So I mean, you want to say it, and I know you say it in front of your white friends, so why don't you just say it
Say it
and get it
now,
off your
right.
fucking
Yeah.
chest? I'm
Own
not
it.
gonna
Yeah.
judge you. I've known you for 20 years.
Yeah.
The fact that you want to say nigga and call me nigga, I'm fine with it. I said,
Well,
I don't know if Sean's okay with that. Do you say it in front of him? Do you say it in front of that black person, that other black person? It's
That's
okay
what I
with
used to
me though,
tell.
right?
That's what I used to
Like,
tell
or
certain
try to
people.
say it with me.
I'd be like, look, I might not beat your ass, but somebody will. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as the past. I might not
It's
beat
not
your
even
ass.
about
Yeah.
beating. It's just about understanding the simple truths about what these things mean. Because I don't care about the words that people call me. If you treat me a certain way and say, and look, you call me nigga this, nigga that, whatever.
Mm.
But if it affects the relationship, if we have a business relationship and it affects it, whatever. I mean, obviously it's going to be some kind of awkwardness there. But at least I know how you feel, or how you feel towards black people, or how you feel towards me
Say the
individually.
quiet part
'Cause
out
apparently,
loud.
yeah, but apparently some of these people, they'll never say it in front of this person. So it just shows another thing, the lack of respect some of these like either it's white people or other cultures have for us as individuals, us as black people, because they're not going, like, the fact that they have the balls enough to like try to get, number one, get your permission to say it, or ask the questions around that shit, like why can't I say this, like, do you need to know from me? Like I'm the one that gives you ultimate permission. I give you the nigga
My
pass, whatever.
my
Right?
thing is with black fatigue that's intriguing to me is having black fatigue is basically saying I am upset that my neighbors are having a party and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
invited because people will make the point, damn, they get a whole month, like, and they throw that shit in your face. But I'm all like AAPI,
See,
Latino Heritage
and
Awareness
I don't
Month,
even like. I'll
Indigenous
give my
People
views on the
Month,
month. Yeah, I'll give my
and
view
I'm
on the
just
month.
like,
Uh,
why there's no indigenous fatigue or
Yeah.
Latin fatigue or
Because we actually
uh
celebrate. Those people don't
Yeah.
celebrate. I
Well,
mean,
and
Latinos do it,
I don't
but
like
and
the whole. Yeah.
and then the
Sean, it's
other
not
point
about
I was
liking it. It's not about
and the
liking
other
it.
point
Just
I was gonna
accept it for
make
what it is. Just take it.
is that
He's just like, I don't like it. Don't be that guy.
no, but
Don't be
the
No.
other
that
point
guy,
I was
bro.
gonna make about not only just the month thing, it's like y'all have those same opportunities. Like St. Patrick's Day, who the fuck is that for? That's not for us.
It's a
You know what
cultural.
I'm saying?
I
And no
celebrate St.
one,
Patrick's Day.
yeah, and no one else is like,
I'm eating that corned
or
beef and
Taco
cabbage.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah.
No one's going, damn, that Taco Tuesday
So,
shit. I have Latin American fatigue, bro.
So,
Like,
but no, like
what
cultural
the fuck?
appropriation. So, Americans are the only people that are offensive when it comes to cultural appropriation, because every other culture, if you go to any country or look at, like, when people dress up as Mexicans with the big hats on and
Sombrero.
other culture, like Mexican people are like, oh, that's amazing, thank you for celebrating our culture. The only time they take offense to it, and it's called appropriation, is when Americans do it, because when Americans put on the fucking hat, the sombrero, and the thing, motherfuckers start making up the fake accent and then start acting stereotypical. Like, yeah, say blah 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 blah. I got 20 jobs. I sleep on the job. Say all this shit. And then same with the Negro. They do the same thing with black people, sagging the pants, talking like talking jive and
dog.
shit. Yeah, like you're taking like the funny parts. Yeah, it's funny, but that's not the culture. Like in other countries, when they celebrate cultures, they'll literally take that sombrero and all that stuff and celebrate it the way it's supposed to. And the Mexican people, the Latin people, whatever, will look at it like, oh, thank you for paying homage. Over here, we make fun of it, right? And then another thing I don't like about how we react to some cultural appropriation is like when they like black women get mad at white women for wearing cornrows or taking their style or whatever. I mean, shit happens. You just embrace the fact that you're an icon at what you do, and yes, I don't know about like my wife and I argue about this all the time, like trying to understand like, okay, if a white like Kylie Jenner gets cornrows and all of a sudden it's like a thing with white women, and I'm like, who cares? I mean, y'all change your hair up every fucking day. You have versatile hair. You could straighten it. You could cornroll. You could wear it natural. You could all that. Be proud that you can do that shit. And white women want to be like y'all. They get tans. They get butt implants. Y'all
But
got
I think
that
a lot
shit
of
naturally.
that. I think a lot of the ire comes from the fact that they won't reference the source material. They won't be like, "Oh, I was inspired." Like, especially in the black community, you hear that all the time. Man, bro, I'm just trying to be like you, dog. Trying to be like you. I'm trying to get up like you.
Yeah.
A lot of issues. I know the TikTok girl, the D'Amelio girl that was
Addison Rae.
who got famous for all the viral dances. They did not take the time to acknowledge where those dances were sourced from.
Exactly.
So those are moments where I feel like, especially with black women, they have the right to be upset because I'm like, man, I do. You copy my homework and didn't even say thank you when you got an A, bitch. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, next
But,
time I'm gonna
like-
fail this test. But
But you also
in
have
general,
to think
though,
about okay, so if Addison Rae had copied and Addison Rae did not become famous, does it matter then?
nah, because then you in the same boat as the person who's doing the shit with you.
Then okay, then it doesn't, because number one, you got to think about the demographics. America is still mostly white. Number two, everything that white culture has, or culture, at least white culture in America, they want to like, so on TikTok and Instagram, all that type of stuff. If Addison Rae does it and she says, oh, she takes it from some black girl who might have went viral a little bit, and then Addison Rae took it and made it go to the moon, then yeah, I mean, like, whatever to me. And then like it's a rat race, to get famous. But also you got to also think that white people are the majority still, and they still consume the most shit, and that's part of their cult. They're like, oh, look at this white girl that can dance. I love it. I'm gonna show it to my little baby. I'm gonna show it to this. So like, there's a ton of black. Like, look. I'm not even being like stereotypical, but black people can dance. So there's a ton of sisters and brothers out there doing all these great dance moves, and it's just regular par for the core. A 12-year-old's doing it, a 20-year-old's doing it, and that's just shit we see on our TikTok and Instagram every day.
And
a
I
white
hear your
girl
point
doing them
too.
moves,
I hear your
it's
point too, but
different.
we also living in a society where if a black person does it, it can still be considered cool and trendy. Like,
Yes.
referencing the video you sent me, they mentioned a point. They was like, at one point there was a time when the most recognizable faces on earth was Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, and Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
The issue with this Addison Rae debate that we having right now is the fact that these creators did not credit their source. Just as sure, it's probably more digestible for certain families if the person that's doing this dance is white, but they also didn't give these people who originated, whether they black,
like any
Hispanic,
platform
Asian,
of
they didn't raise their platform by acknowledging them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at the end of the day, if I go, oh man, so and so taught me how to do this, and they look at that other person, and go, well, fuck them, I like yours
Yeah,
better.
like
Then
you
that's
better.
different. That's different.
Yeah, but
for
how
you
many
to
people are
just
going to
steal,
catch that? It's not.
you stole.
Okay, I get
You
what
stole,
you're
bro.
saying.
Yeah, you
I get
stole,
what you're
bro.
saying.
Yeah,
I
it's
get what
almost
you're
like giving
saying.
somebody a feature on an album who helped you write or something, right? You let them get on. If you on and you in a position, right? It's like the Jazzo Jay-Z. If you on, Jazzo's on, and he's helping Jay-Z and all that. But he's helping them get on, and he's in a position to create that because he sees something in
But
them, and he
it's
sees.
social media.
But
It
they're
doesn't
seeing
matter.
something-
There's so many
but
people
the-
that steal shit on social media all
but
the
yeah,
time.
there's-
But
there's
guess what? Those people
cross-pollination.
don't get caught.
Bring them in on a
This-
video.
this person
they can
got
do a
caught.
dance video together. Be
Caught
like, yo,
what?
the originator with the. taking
It's simple.
the,
You
Oh, but
took
you're
a
not giving
viral
credit.
Now
You're
look, I'm
giving
not saying
credit.
she maliciously stole anything, but people
Yeah,
called
no,
out.
but-
Yo,
but
you
Why
didn't
don't you
get
hit
they
her up?
caught
Why don't
on-
you hit
yes.
her up and say, hey, let's do a video
collab,
together?
which she
a collab.
ended up.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
she ended up doing that, but again, it doesn't matter. Only I'm just saying certain things, especially in popular culture, right? Like some things, that like a dance or whatever, especially on platforms like TikTok and Instagram, whatever. A black creator could only take it so far if they're not well known already or whatever. Addison Rae had a platform, sort of, kind of. The dance that made her super famous pushed the envelope, and like Addison probably didn't know it was going to go that far or whatever. So the fact that she didn't give this person credit for it is beyond, like the girl put it out there, she didn't copyright, she didn't do, like all this stuff is it's all like there's a nuanced argument to the whole thing, and I don't feel like that like either person is any less deserving of the credit or the fame that they got from doing their things. And yes, it's always going to happen to black people where they don't get 100% credit for things that they do, especially on social media if they start trends.
But
But
ahead.
wait,
Go
but
ahead.
when it comes to, we all know this. Like when you think about the best dances, the best whatever, you think Michael Jackson, you think Janet Jackson, you think Beyonce, you think all these different people. You're not thinking about Addison Rae. Addison Rae, yeah, she knows how to do the fucking whatever, the TikTok dance, and she does it better than most people. But that's not the thing. And that little girl that did that dance, do you think that she'll ever be as big as a Beyonce or a Michael Jackson or whatever just for doing dances? I mean, she might not. And do you think that she's like gonna like if she had the same, like, let's just say she went super viral for all that stuff, do you think she's at like she would be the person that Pepsi and Nintendo and all these different advertisers went to Addison for? Like Addison Rae represents clean cut white America, and they'll rather give her the money before they give it to a black person. That's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? And that's why she makes the millions doing what she does. That's why Kylie Jenner makes the millions doing what she does. Right?
Well,
And it doesn't
my
say
thing
mean
was
that you have to
it's
be
just an
anything
order
special.
of operations. I just
Yeah. Yeah,
if
I
she
get it.
got put
Yeah.
on and did it, got called out for not crediting the original source material, because like I said, she didn't copyright or own the dance, and then in retrospect she goes, all right, my bad, it wasn't malicious, I got it from so and so, good in my book. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not saying she need to be crucified because she didn't mention that she got that from a black person. I'm just saying, like, once you get called out for it, be like, oh shit, man, my bad, I didn't even know. Like you said, I saw a cool dance, I did it on my platform, the shit blew up. You know what I'm saying? Now, if that was the way that the river flows, oh, I did this, it blew up, I got backlash, I responded to the backlash appropriately, going from there, I won't make that mistake again, then you cool. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of people who will see something and be like, oh, I'm just gonna steal this shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but that happens all the time, and I'm not gonna sit here and bitch about it or whatever. It's just something that happens. This is America. That's par for the course. I just feel like going back to the whole black fatigue thing. I just don't understand like why, how are you tired of shit that you shouldn't even care about? Like, if
And that's another thing. Yeah, they care too much to
if you're
mask
so
the
fatigued
fact
from
that
black, then get the fuck off.
they're bigots. Like,
Yeah, it's
they're
like,
not. They're not.
You
You
can't
know,
stop talking about it. Like you can. Oh,
Yeah.
the girls twerking at the graduation. Oh, why is it out there in front of my? Who gives a fuck? Turn it off. Turn it the fuck off. LeBron James just dunked the basketball again. Turn it the fuck off. You don't like LeBron. Go watch some old Larry Bird or Michael Jordan shit. You love white people so damn. I mean, oh, Michael Jordan's not white. His wife is white. He loves white women.
sure, his wife is not white, but okay.
Michael
Pretty
Jordan,
sure-
his wife is white as hell.
I'm pretty sure she's Latina or something.
Oh
Close
yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Close
Kind of
enough.
like some kind of like Eva Longoria type.
Yeah, I don't think his
He's
wife
some
is white.
kind of evil, like Puerto Rican or something.
Sound like that. Sound like a little flavor. But Yeah,
I'm
man, it's
just,
just
I'm fatigued from the
Yeah.
bullshit. That's what bothers me about when I watch those videos and try to understand like why all of a sudden, why are you talking about shit that you don't care? You're so fatigued by black being black, then leave us alone. Stop pulling us over. Stop killing us. Stop listening to our fucking music. Stop wanting to be fucking black. Stop wanting to say niggas so damn much. It's like, come
Well,
on.
I think it goes a lot deeper than all of that. But yeah,
I don't think it's. Hey,
there's
look,
a-
honestly, you could say that they want to be
I-
black. Or
Well,
whatever,
no.
but
Well, yeah, it's
American
it's-
culture is black culture. Like if you think about like who's done things, the only people that have done anything.
Well, that's where I always and I'm like, there's only like 4 minutes left for me, but that's where I always have a hard time because I feel like when we did have a real culture, our own neighbors, hoods, and things like that, when we did control,
was
somewhat
taken.
our own economy and stuff like that.
They destroyed it
The-
because they
what-
got black
but-
fatigue and
but
destroyed
I
it.
know, but what was
happening now,
but
dog.
once that happened, right? Once we created a model in which could survive and things could happen just as good, right? Towns, things were starting to maybe have some traction.
Black Wall
You know,
Street.
Yep, things change, right? We had, the crack epidemic, drugs. We know it's well documented, right?
Yeah.
That these were placed and how, the redlining and how the liquor stores and neighborhoods. I mean, a lot of things were inserted. So I really, unfortunately, I think that what would we consider black culture today was manufactured by not necessarily us. It was something that was a caricature of us based on a lot of tragedy, a lot of kids without fathers, a lot of broken homes and families, and a lot of drug addiction in impoverished neighborhoods that created
But
segment
that's not the whole
of
story, though.
But no, I know that's not the whole story. But a lot of times, what points to black culture is hip hop, right, and all of these things. But hip hop was completely different way back.
It's American
then.
culture.
Yeah, well, but I'm saying it was more manufactured as far as like where we are today and what is considered black culture. Where I don't think our grandparents and their parents would have ever foreseen that black culture would ever look anything like this, right? As far as how we see it from the outside looking in, what people assume black culture to be, right? So I think it's a long way. We have to really kind of revert and kind of start to reestablish some, societal type things for ourselves. Like, even if it's you're divorced, you got to be involved, right, with your children. Yeah, but we have to do what's right and build things for ourselves and try to create an economy. Whereas a TikTok or something that can create an algorithm that keeps it status quo, if we find an alternative to that, we have to really embrace and really grow that. But that's, whatever we see on our screens, phones or otherwise, are controlled by people that are most likely not us. So there's we have to
They not like us.
careful. We have to be careful about
So you're
how
telling
we
us
go
that
about
the-
using those things for creating our culture, because what we're most likely going to see are the videos in which people are
They
talking
want
about
us to
as
see.
black culture.
So they're telling
exactly.
us, they want us to see Kendrick Lamar.
It's,
And,
yes,
yeah,
and all
I
that.
get it.
Yeah,
It makes
exactly.
sense. Yeah, it's totally makes
so,
sense.
So that's, we have to be conscious
The
about that point.
brainwashing.